Southgate has some problems, guys. This match against Denmark shows that there is a lot of underlying issues happening in this England squad that needs to be solved if they want to have any sort of success against some of the bigger teams in the competition. If they are struggling this hard against Denmark, who are a solid team, obviously with some very technically gifted players on their team, as you can see from that goal that was scored, absolute belter from outside of the box. I want to say that was maybe 30, 40 yards out and just pelted in. Pickford wished that he had longer arms, right? A keeper with a little bit longer arms, even though seeing that so late and going through so many bodies, I think they can test that shot, right? And the last thing you want to do is be beat from that far away from your near post, which is what happened. And I think a lot of people maybe aren't talking about that just by how impressive the strike was, because it was a very impressive strike. But I think Pickford should be stopping that shot. I'm going to be very, very honest. And the system just is not working right now for Southgate with Kane in there. I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be brutally honest about Harry Kane in this video. And even though he got the goal, I think he's the main reason behind a lot of England's troubles and their struggles right now. And they it might be the reason why they don't go very far in this competition, because it's and I heard a commentator bring this up. It's almost like a Cristiano Ronaldo effect with Portugal, right? You don't want to take him out of the game because of who he is and his track record and his ability to go get a goal, which is the hardest part of the game, but you also don't want to include him in the squad because you know that he has limited mobility, getting kind of up there in age. Maybe doesn't defend the best and press the best. Maybe that's all he really is kind of bringing to the game is that finishing. So it's a catch 22 if you're a manager. You're saying, do I sacrifice the finishing for continuity in the team? Or do I keep this player who has this amazing track record of going to get crucial goals, as he proves again today, and run the risk of looking all types of dysfunctional on the field? When he came off, things did not get better, I'll be honest. But when he was on, it was not very great. I mean, he would drop down so damn often into the midfield and overcrowd that midfield whenever they would get whenever they were off the ball and even on the ball. I would notice, and it Jude looked uncomfortable. He didn't have a great game because Kane just kept dropping into the spaces that he was trying to preoccupy, which he does the best, right? And it kind of left Trent no room to even really operate in there because there were so many midfielders in there. Not only is Kane dropping deep, but Foden is dropping deep into these midfield areas. And at times you're looking at five central midfielders in the middle of the pitch. I'll put a graphic up here, probably right here, of their pass map, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Of They just overcrowded that middle of the park so much with no productivity, right? No continuity. It's okay to overcrowd the middle of the pitch. It's okay to have a lot of midfielders in there, but they need to know their roles. They need to know their spacing. They need to know their positioning. Kind of similar to how Pep Guardiola does it. He has a ton of midfielders in his system, but they're well drilled. They know exactly what their job is and know what they need to do. And Gareth Southgate just he isn't a tactician like he would need to be to run a system like that. And I think Kane, with his lack of ability to run in beyond the back line in the modern game, is causing all of these younger players who are used to playing in these systems, who are used to pushing upfield, and who are used to putting pressure on the back line in a Liverpool team like a Trent, in a Madrid team like Jude, and Man City with Foden and Cole Palmer, all these players that are already playing in squads that use these type of tactics, these modern tactics that Gareth Southgate is trying to implement. You have one player, arguably your most important player from Gareth Southgate's eyes, not doing that at Bayern Munich, right? Where he's not used to pressing, he's not used to dropping in and putting pressure on the ball and making runs in behind the defender because of his lack of pace. And it begs the question: is Southgate brave enough to make the decision to pull him? Yes, he got the goal today, but I think the reason why they looked as bad as they did today, it's not Trent's fault. For all of you that are going to go come in, I've already been on Twitter, I've already been on Instagram, and I've already been looking at some of these people's comments that it's Trent's fault, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, how come when he came off and Conor Gallagher came on, nothing changed? Conor Gallagher immediately gets booked, almost gets a red card, by the way. I don't see very many people talking about that. How he went in for another challenge, I want to say maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, and almost got sent off. How come nothing changed? Jude had one of his worst games in an England shirt, and we're not talking about it. Let's talk about that. Phil Foden was better, but still wasn't very good. Saka was good. He's been good because he's the only one in that front three that can run in behind the defender, can carry the ball, dribble past people. That's the type of attacking that you need in the modern game. And he has one player on the pitch that he's playing one player at least on the pitch that can do that right now. You're playing Foden in out of position. You're playing Kane, and he keeps dropping back and dropping back and God damn, sometimes I saw him next to Declan Rice in some of these plays. Like, what are you doing? You are the forward. Why is Saka the furthest forward guy on the team and the only outlet is him? So all Denmark has to do is just double and triple them. And that's it. Saka's good, but he's not that good. So it's tough. It's tough. And the thing is, these players, they know how to play football. We've seen them play football week in, week out for their teams. It's a tactical thing for me. It's a tactical thing for me. These players should not look tired. And I think it goes beyond the physical state of being tired, of a mental state of being tired, of trying to understand tactics, really not believing in the coach's tactics that are giving you some of these this coaching. That can wear on you mentally as a player. I've played in high school before. When you don't believe, when you don't get behind the coach and you're playing in a way that you don't all the way believe in, it's tiring on your mental because you're thinking, man, like I'm so good at this and this, and he's having me do this. Right? Why is it when they got the goal immediately? I don't know if this is their instruction. I don't know if they're being told to do this. The entire team drops back. There was times where England was playing every single man behind the ball against Denmark. That's mad. You're parking the bus against Denmark once you go one goal up? Nah, the British people, they deserve better football than this. They deserve attacking football with the talent that you have. You have some of the most gifted players that England has ever seen at your disposal, and you're wasting it. I don't know what to tell you. You got Jude Bellingham, a generational talent. Trent, a generational talent. Foden, a generational talent. Saka, a generational talent. Declan Rice, probably one of the best defensive midfielders that have come out of England in a very long time. Walker, a lot of people would quintessentially say one of the best out and out right backs that England has ever produced, if not the best. What do you do? Harry Kane, probably one of the most gifted attackers that England has ever seen. Gifted goal scorers that England has ever seen. What do you do? When that final whistle blew, why did it look like they had just played a final? Why did it look like they just played a final once that final whistle blew? There was players laid out on their back. There was players crouched down. Like, what? We're in game 2. How do you look this tired? How do you look this defeated, this shattered, this broken after a 1-1 draw? Something's going on. Something's going on behind the scenes, and you have to look at that. And honestly, Denmark was great today. They were great today. They deserved to win, in my personal opinion. I was watching this match. They deserved to win. There was a lot of times where England got in trouble and they got bailed out. They got absolutely bailed out. The Margay, he gave away a pass and then luckily got back and got it back. I'll be honest with Margay. He was very good today. He was probably one of the only assured presence that we could, kind of lean back on as viewers. Is like, yeah, he might not make a mistake, and then he does make a mistake, but obviously cleans up after it. But he was phenomenal today. He was great. He was probably one of the only players. He was probably England's best player today. I'll be honest there, right? And if Liverpool are seriously looking for a center back, I think he's one of those. I think he should be on that list. But I'll close with this. Why is Palmer not playing? Why is Kobe Manu not playing? Why did we not see Gordon? And why have we not seen Adam Morton yet? In games that are crying out for players that are creative, that can control the ball, that can spray the ball around, protect it, keep it, carry it, you don't play these players. All of these players are great at what I just said. Adam Morton, really great at protecting the ball and carrying it and putting and moving the ball forward. Kobe Manu, again, one of the better young players at ball carrying, which is what they needed. You saw Trent break through the lines when he saw his number about to come up, and he said, "Okay, let me make something happen." And he carried the ball through the midfield. They need to do that more. They need to drive the ball from the back line to the front line if Harry Kane is going to play. They need to go and hand deliver the ball to him. Why it works so well at Bayern for Harry Kane is because he has one of the best, if not the best, ball carrier in the world right now in Musiala, picking up the ball and dribbling past five guys and giving it to him. That's what's got to happen if Kane is going to be successful in this setup. If not, this is what needs to change. Play Jude as a false nine because he's played there all season for Madrid and has been phenomenal. Move Foden to a 10. Put Warden or Manu in there with Rice to help with ball carrying and retention. Play Trent as an inverted wingback if you want his creativity in midfield, like what Liverpool's been doing all year. Put Gomez at left back because he's shown that he's way more responsible than Kieran Trippier is at left back, and he's able to play it and actually give you productivity from that side. Play Gordon or Palmer on that left wing. Play Saka at right wing. And don't let Kane anywhere near the first 60 minutes of a game. It's that simple. It's that simple. Play that lineup and they're going to score bags of goals. They're going to look phenomenal. They're going to look like the most exciting team in the Euros. Don't let Kane anywhere near the first 60 minutes. And play goddamn Ollie Watkins, please. He comes on within seconds, creates an opportunity, creates a chance because he decides to run beyond the back line. But play that 11. Gordon or Palmer on the left wing, creating, right? Being creative like they do. That's a part of Palmer's game that doesn't get talked about a whole ton, is that he's actually a really good creator and very good in the midfield himself and able to kind of get back and produce on the wide in the midfield, which can be help. Jude in the middle as a false nine, like he plays for Madrid, to be honest there. Saka on the right wing. Foden as a 10, playing 1-2s with Jude, being dangerous, threatening from distance. You see Arda Güler, the way he was able to put those strikes away with that left foot, drifting in, playing in that middle. Foden needs to play there. Rice, Manu, or Wharton in there with Rice. Play Trent at right back. Kyle Walker is not an X factor in the international games. Phenomenal player, great player. But when it comes to an international setup, you need players that can make a difference. Trent at right back, invert him so he can step into that midfield, be creative for you. Keep Stones and Gahey in the middle at center back. They've been great. And on the left-hand side, left back, play Joe Gomez. He's proved all season long. Trippier hasn't played at left back all season. Gomez has. Put him at left back. If anything, he will be another and you can and when in possession, you guys can be 3 at the back. It'll be 3 center backs, 3 at the back, and Trent pushing forward and playing in that inverted role, a little bit wide, being able to put crosses in, find Cole Palmer across the pitch, find Jude, find Foden. It's that simple. It's that easy. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. Peace.